focusing your efforts on, buyers of specific products at specific times on specific channels, rather than trying to fix or improve or optimize your store in aggregate. Those moves that you can make for acquisition or retention or merchandising in, individual small segments of your store, those stack up over time, and those wins compound over time, so that in aggregate you'll grow, but you're just looking at improving or answering a specific question about a specific segment. So there's a lot within this universe, right, of buyer segmentation. But the math is less important. What's more important is that you have a framework for thinking about this stuff, and you come back to that framework repeatedly over time. The crux or the gist of buyer segmentation is that you have some type of matrix, right? Some variables by which you segment your buyers. So often that can be frequency times average order value, and you can use that to separate out, buyers who purchased one time from loyal buyers, and buyers that spend a lot from buyers that spend less per order. You're going to want to message the one-time buyer in a very different way than you would message a loyal buyer. So for most shops, you're going to have a consistent type of messaging environment available to you. You have email, whether that's transactional or drip. You have your support communications, right? All of your live chats and support emails. You have ads. You have Google ads or Facebook ads or whatever other platforms you're running. And then on top of that, you have your shop itself, right? The UI, UX, the merchandising, all of your in-shop messaging that you really have fine-grained control over. So the magic is, how do you use these messaging tools at your disposal in a fine-grained and intelligent way to message to the right buyer with the right offer at the right time? Some of the common metrics or dimensions that you can segment your Shopify buyers by are frequency, how often did they purchase? Recency, how recently did they purchase? AOV, how much do they spend per order? What channel acquired them or what channel retained them? What we don't tend to segment by is age. It may seem really important, but frankly, you don't want to over-segment, right? You don't want to over-slice and dice and have the illusion that you're a master of segmentation. Because ultimately, things are going to shake out how they're going to shake out, and we don't want to put too fine of a point on it, right? So if you're segmenting someone who's 25 years old and messaging them in a different way than someone who's 40, that might be reading into it a little bit too much. They probably have a lot more in common than you might think. Man, it's hot out here. How do we tangibly do this type of buyer segmentation and operationalize it in our shop's messaging? The first technique is what's called cohort analysis. So you can break cohorts down. That's kind of the fundamental first section of buyer segmentation, right? Is tagging all of your buyers with these types of cohort traits. So what month did they come in? What did they purchase in their first order? How much did they spend in their first order? Did they buy a loaf of bread or did they buy a steak in their first basket? All of these things, right? We kind of tag buyers in our data with these attributes, and then we can just pivot out how did they perform over time. The second skill set that's a requirement for proper buyer segmentation is proper attribution. So looking at the Google Analytics dashboard is helpful, right? They do the good work for you of tagging, first touch or last touch channel or platform for a given transaction. So that's kind of table stakes, right? Once you've got Shopify and GA set up like that, that data is very helpful. But that doesn't show you the whole picture, because what you really want to know is, was that a buyer's first purchase? Was that a new buyer acquisition? Or was that a retention purchase? Was that a buyer's second or further purchase? By far the most complex data set to analyze with Shopify or any e-commerce shop is the basket, doing analysis of what products are purchased together and what products are purchased together across time for each buyer. The payoff is you can know, specifically which products to recommend to people. So you know that people, purchase spaghetti and meatballs along with a loaf of bread because those two are delicious together. It's a little too much of a carb load for me, but, not everyone's the same. So running basket analysis allows you to know what products should you recommend to people in the same order. And if someone purchased, say, spaghetti and meatballs, this is fake plastic food, as you can imagine. I know, I'm sorry to my business partner, I did put this on the company credit card. But if someone purchased fake spaghetti and meatballs, will they also want to purchase this fake, nice, foamy loaf of bread? And if you know that, right, if you know the lift that comes from having a basket together, you can message to those buyers that they may want to pick up this loaf of bread too, both in your UI at the point of purchase and in drip messaging, in Facebook ads, etc. down the line. So if you have a large store that has a number of different products, right, or if you're drop shipping and you sell a ton of different vendors, doing this type of basket analysis is really important in operationalizing buyer segmentation, right? Because it's where the rubber hits the road. You need to know specifically which products you want to recommend to which buyers. So let's get down to brass tacks. How do you actually do this, right? Technically, how do we run these Shopify buyer segmentation analyses? And the short answer is that first we get all of our raw data together in one place, generally a Google BigQuery database, but you can use any database for this, it doesn't really matter. But the first step, the table stakes to enter this game, is get Shopify data together, get Google Analytics data together in that Google BigQuery database, get your drip email data together, and then any ads that you're running, whether that's Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever platforms those are. Because once you have all of those data sets together, you can do really magical stuff, like get at customer acquisition cost, for different segments. You can calculate lifetime value for segments. You can calculate margin dollars, because let's face it, revenue is a vanity metric. Ultimately, it matters, like, are you making a profit by transacting with these customers, right? Is this a profitable relationship for your shop? If it isn't, well, you might not want to, focus on those customers as much as other customers. And it's important to calculate all these things, right? Customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, margin dollars. It's important to calculate these things because without it, your segments are somewhat hollow and meaningless, right? You'll be oversimplifying things and not getting at the true question, which is, how do we increase profit for the store? I know this is a complex topic, right? And I know that starting from not having any data in a database to do this type of analysis, a standing start to, having operationalized buyer segments that are working in your messaging, that may seem like an insurmountable, barrier to get over, but it's really closer than you think. So we've published some open source models on Coding is for Losers to get this type of analysis going. I would love to see if you could pick those up and use them. I'm also happy to chat if you're looking to put this type of thing into action and you don't know where to start. So there's a link in the description below. You can book 15 minutes on my calendar. I might be in this backyard when we talk, but I'd love to hear how you're attacking these problems. Take care and talk soon. We've got to stop the tape. There's a cat on the scroll, so we're just going to have to wrap for today.